All right, folks, welcome back. We're going to be going over something that's pretty unique. It's called Venom. It's a model that ICT introduced. Not necessarily, we'll say recently, but I've learned it, but I just, have had it in my archive for a little minute, so it's time to record it. Venom. What Venom basically is it's a liquidity purge. I know it sounds stupid. I know. But it's basically a liquidity purge to where price displaces into the liquidity to purge it and then displaces back out of the liquidity to purge it. So kind of think of it as a V or like a fang. That's why he calls it venom. Okay. So if I can hello, where's the brush at? Okay, there we go. It looks just like this. Let's say you got sell side liquidity right here, right? If I can, get it. Where's sell side? Oh, here it is. And price is gonna go to it. It'll literally look like this and then that. That's literally it's gonna be more what's the word? Sloped up like this because it's gonna be, displacing. But that is exactly what it looks like. It's two fangs. One fang, two fang. Like a snake. That's why he calls it venom. I know, it's pretty genius. He's an absolute genius. So think of it as that. It's literally a liquidity purge in which when price is hunting the liquidity or purging it, it's displacing towards it. Kind of like creating a balanced price range, like you know how price is going back and forth like this. It'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll be like consistent back and forth, not necessarily displacement, back and forth delivery, kind of like that. But it's displacement though. So displacement down, that's one thing. Displacement back out of it, kind of at the same speed as the first one. You get what I'm saying. But both are displacing. That's basically what I'm trying to say here. So let me try to find a couple examples, and I'll be right back in which I might speed this up. Might. Okay, I think this is a decently good example of Venom. See, I guess we can use these equal highs here. Yeah, well, no, we can use this high too. Well, you know what? Let's use the equal highs. They're smoother, right? Yeah, let's use the equal highs. So we have buy side liquidity right here. Now, well, we can mark it as a liquidity purge, but hold on, I'm gonna show you. Just where is liquidity purge? Here it is. Okay, now as you can see, price displaces if I can get my tool, up into it, in which we immediately displace back down. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You want to draw a V over it? Sure. Just like this. Look. Uh, uh. Well, it's squiggly because it's basing it off of the candles. Like if you see, it only switches over after every candle, but it's a V. It's basically a V. Want me to click it? It's a V, an upside down V. So now you see what I'm talking about. We displace up, if I can up into liquidity, in which we displace away back down into the liquidity. So the first thing is taking the traders out. The dumb, uninformed retail traders, that's what that first thing is doing, taking them out. Boom. Then this second thing is liquidating them. Is like making them say, "Oh no, please hold on. Let me deposit my money into my account and sell this. Hold, hurry, come on, hurry!" Just that's basically what's going on. So it's knocking them out. Boom, stop loss. Second, liquidating their account. That's what's happening. Now, here is the cool part about this. This can be used, listen to me, this can be used very, very effectively. For the second fang or the second swing lower or the second swing, second displacement leg, whatever you want to say, the earliest, okay, listen to me, the earliest displacing candle in sync with the direction of the second leg, meaning since this swing is a, swing lower, since this second leg is a swing lower, that means the candle that must be in sync with it must be a bearish candle. Get it? Bearish swing, bearish candle. That's what I mean by in sync. The earliest candle, the earliest displacing candle. Okay, listen to me. The earliest displacing candle in sync with the direction of the second swing can be used to sell below once the low of the candle is broken. Now you're probably like, whoa, really? Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm not playing with you. I'm being so serious. Now you're probably like, okay, in that case, that means this candle right here is their earliest displacing candle because we create a fair value gap or we basically just, start moving pretty fast away from that high. Yeah, you're correct. This is the first displacing candle. So you would buy below that low right there. Once it breaks below the candle's low, since this is a bearish example of Venom, you would simply sell right there. That's it. You would simply sell. So if I could, well, not really mark it, but you get what I'm saying. Below that candle's low, right here is where you would sell. Where would your stop be, JJ? Where's the stop at? Obviously, at the high of the candle. Duh. Come on. Obviously at the height of the candle. You're probably like, JJ, that stop is like 80 points. Why would I take that? Well, obviously I'm on the 15 minutes, so we're not going to be trading on the 15 minute. That's just not happening. We're going to be trading on 1 minute, 15 second, 30 second. Some of you demons out there even go to the 5 second. I don't know how y'all do that. That y'all got that. Y'all are a different breed. I'm a different breed, but y'all are like a different breed. Y'all might not be from the solar system. Y'all might be from somewhere else. But 5 second, that's crazy. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That come on. Every 5 seconds is a new candle. That's insane. But you get the point. You sell below the low here, say your stop at the high of the candle, since this is a bearish example, and then you just simply wait. And does price deliver lower? Yep. Yep. Yes, it does. It does. Now, let me try to search for a bullish example, and I'm going to end the video off because this is very, very short. It doesn't need a long, more than 10, nothing more than 12 minutes for this video. Anyway, let me speed this up and I'll find another example for you. All right. I think I found one. Yeah, I did. Um, this example is going to need a little bit of alterations, or what's the word for that, to basically make some changes, but to do it a different way, whatever that is. But this example is going to need a little bit of a alternation to it due to just how large this candle is. I'm going to teach you how to work that in just a second. You're probably like, yeah, that candle is way too large to set my stop all the way down there. Not doing it. I know, I understand. So in this same candle, it actually violates sell side, which is obviously that point right there. I don't think I have to point that out. But here's sell side right there. So let me mark that sell side liquidity, and then we're going to drop to the 5 minute and scroll all the way over to that point there. Here we go. Now, oh wow, yeah, this, yeah, this is crazy. Okay, so as you can see here, price displays is lower. This is a bullish example of Venom, by the way. So don't get confused. Drops lower, takes them out. Boom, that's a liquidity purge. Rallies back up. Pow, one candle just shoots up. This is really the first or the earliest displacing candle, or since you're trading live in time, the most recent displacing candle. So when price breaks above that candle's high, right there, right above that candle's high, that's where you can take longs. Right there. Once it breaks above it. Real simple. Once it breaks above the high, click that buy button. Where's your stop? Gonna be right down here. Right down here. You're probably like, oh my god, JJ, that stop loss is like 120 points. Like I just said, we're not trading on the 5 minute. No, we're not. No, definitely not doing that. No, definitely not doing that. That's why you reference this on lower time frames. Real simple. It's nothing. You just take this, put it on lower time frame. That's it. Because this concept is fractal, meaning it happens on all time frames. Simple, right? That's it. If you want to go see the definition of it here, sure. Venom, right there. Difficulty, pupil, time, quick time, meaning you'll be mainly using this on lower time frames. The Venom model forms whenever a purge of liquidity occurs, at which the rally purging liquidity and the reversal rally are both inefficient rallies, meaning they both displace, with both being in proximity to each other price-wise, meaning they both displace in the same amount of time, or like they basically do the same amount of pricing in the same amount of candles. That's what I mean by in close proximity price-wise. These rallies act as fangs, purging the uninformed traders and re-injecting liquidity back into the market for further liquidation. This causes rather heightened aggression whenever price delivers the day's narrative. Masters elements. The earliest displacing candle in sync with a second rally after the purge of liquidity can be used to buy when price breaks just past that candle. And there's the definition. That's it, right? 10 minutes. All right, I'm going to be in this video here. Hope I taught you this well. And this should give you some pretty good entries, some good aggressive early entries so you can flex your 170 RR on TikTok. Anyway, this is the end of the Venom model, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Good luck and good trading.